Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. This is where you can answer anything and everything you need to know about stocks, those that are in your portfolio and you do not know whether those are the right stocks to have in your portfolio, those that are on your watch list. Is it the right time to enter? What should be the strategy there? Everything that you need to know about stocks, well, seek a professional help. Top market experts join in on the show to answer your queries. WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send in your queries. Don't forget to mention your own name, location and your contact details so that we can also give you an opportunity to speak to our guest to take a custom-made advice. Alternatively, you can also, if you're watching the show on our YouTube platform, so you can use the comment section there to send me your questions and I can pick up those to address it to our top guests as well today. Let me welcome our guest on board that we have today for our show today. We have Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, again another favorite who we have on the show on daily calls. A warm welcome to you, Akshay. He's the Senior Vice President, Derivatives Research at JM Financial Services. Akshay, 136 points gone again, 23,553. Again, the momentum does not seem to be, in the positive direction as of now. What is it that the markets are nervous about? Do you think it has to be clearly some triggers coming in from the earnings that will provide some direction? How are you really navigating through these volatile moves?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. So yes, the new year started off with a positive momentum, but unfortunately, the last three sessions there have been some data points which has weighed heavily on the markets. One was the detection of cases about the virus in Bangalore, so that has kind of sparked the risk or the fear once again in the market about possible, contamination or kind of scenario that's worried the market. Second would be the Japanese yen carry trade risk, which again is resurfacing after 3 to 4 months. The Japanese Bank of Japan would meet around 23rd of January. And thirdly, the quarterly earnings too are not very cheerful. That's what the market mood is. And these three factors has kind of weighed heavily on the markets. The FIIs continue to be sellers in cash and futures. So the flows too are on the negative side. So really it's about when markets again test the November lows 23,250. That's the decision point as to whether we have any reversal or not. If the markets have to reverse, then it has to be the budget sentiments which can bring a cheer to the market. Besides that, there is no other reason right now to see any kind of a relief rally pullback.
Right. Okay, Akshay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in on the markets. Now, we already have a lot of our viewers who are joining in. So let me welcome all of them. Kamlesh Narkede, Avnish Chaudhary, Satya, Archana Sahu, TS. We all have you waiting with your questions. So warm welcome to all of you. And we will be taking up all your questions today. Let's look at Kamlesh's question first, Akshay. He says, I have some auto names in my portfolio. Or I want to buy those, like TVS Motors and Hyundai is something that he's looking at for the long term. And he wants to know, is it the right time to look at both these stocks, two-wheeler major and four-wheeler major, or should one wait for some more dips to come in here?
For TVS Motors, first of all, I think it makes sense to wait a bit. The auto pack has not been doing faring well last 2 months, and many of them still continue to have significant selling pressure at higher levels. And TVS Motors, even if I look at the price charts, it has broken the support of 2400 lately, and there is a good chance that the levels of 2200 might be seen very soon. So better to wait before taking a buy in TVS Motors. And as far as the Hyundai stock goes, I think this has been range bound post a stellar listing, but if you want to re-enter, 1740 is the technical support where you can consider buying this again.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. I hope this has answered your question, Kamlesh. We have a caller with us now. Sandeep Thakur from Deoghar in Jharkhand is now with us on the phone line. Sandeep ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप? क्या सवाल है?
नमस्ते मैम। जीटीपीएल हार्डवेयर 177 पर 200 शेयर बाय किए थे, कब तक होल्ड कर सकते हैं?
GTPL हाथवे की बात कर रहे हैं, ये फटाफट से ये शेयर निकाल लेते हैं। और अभी ये शेयर 150 पर चल रहा है, आज 11% ऊपर है। और अगर हम देखें तो पिछले एक महीने में तो कुछ मूव नहीं नज़र आया, 6 महीने में भी 14% गिरा है। ये स्टॉक पिछले एक साल में भी 25% की गिरावट है, लेकिन आज एकाएक यहाँ पर एक मूव हमें डेफिनेटली देखने को मिला है और ये Q3 नतीजों के आने से पहले एक मूव हमें देखने को मिल रहा है खास तौर पर। सबसे पहले तो अक्षय जी से जानते हैं, क्योंकि 177 की परचेज है, यहाँ पर क्या रणनीति अपनानी चाहिए अभी?
तो आज शायद कुछ न्यूज़ सपोर्ट करता रहेगा जिसके चलते गैप अप हुआ है और 11% अप है, क्योंकि मैं पर्सनली इसको ट्रैक नहीं करता हूँ, बट
जी।
प्राइस चार्ट्स ही बता रहे हैं कि कुछ न्यूज़ के चलते आपको ये गैप अप मिला है। मोमेंटम वाला काउंटर है, क्योंकि खुलने के बाद भी थोड़ी सी जो है मुनाफा वसूली हमने देखी है, तो इसको आप चेज ना करें। अगर आपने ली है तो आपको होल्ड करनी है स्टॉक को 170 के टारगेट के लिए। नई खरीदारी अगर करनी है तो एक बार ये मोमेंटम का जो बर्स्ट हुआ है आज उसको थोड़ा सेटल होने दे। 145 या 140 का स्तर अगर डिप में वापस मिले तो इसको आप बाय कर सकते हैं। कुल मिला के 135 एक शॉर्ट टर्म सपोर्ट जोन है, और अगर ये स्टॉक यहाँ से एक रिकवरी करता है तो 3 से 5 महीने की अवधि में आप 175 के टारगेट्स एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं सवाल। हमारे पास अवनीश का ये सवाल आया है। गुड आफ्टरनून साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून अवनीश आपको भी। पीसी ज्वेलर्स के बारे में पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि ये स्टॉक इन्होंने ख़रीदा हुआ है, क्या यहाँ पर इनको लॉस बुक करना चाहिए, और लॉस बुक करके इरिडा या फिर जोमेटो या स्विगी या फिर वी मार्ट में निवेश करना चाहिए? कौन से शेयर में अपना लॉस बुक करके आगे बढ़ें? पीसी ज्वेलर्स की बात कर रहे हैं जहाँ पर ये लॉसेस में है, यहाँ से कहाँ स्विच करें?
जी, तो पीसी ज्वेलर्स मेरे हिसाब से तो 15 रुपए पे है। ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है कि आपको लॉस बुक कर लेनी है इसमें। इसको शायद ये स्टॉक स्प्लिट हुआ है 10:1 का, जिसके चलते भाव इसके 15 रुपए में अवेलेबल है। और पोस्ट जो स्प्लिट के बाद जो मैं प्राइस चार्ट इसका देख रहा हूँ, कोई भी डर तो नहीं दिख रहा है मुझे कि आपको इतनी चिंता लेनी चाहिए स्टॉक में। 14 का बहुत ही स्ट्रांग सपोर्ट जोन है। मेरे हिसाब से स्टॉक स्प्लिट का जो है उसके चलते शेयर का भाव अभी बहुत कम हो गया है, तो स्कोप ज्यादा है कि आगे जाके इसमें बहुत ज्यादा बाइंग भी बन सकती है, क्योंकि शेयर का प्राइस अभी जो रिटेल निवेशक है उसके हाथ में और चीपर इन द टर्म्स ऑफ प्राइस पर वैल्यू शेयर अभी मिल रहा है आपको। तो मैं कहूंगा आपको इसी में बने रहना है। 13 का सपोर्ट है टेक्निकली। स्टॉक स्प्लिट के बाद प्राइस चार्ट्स में कोई खामी नहीं है, और वापस 20 या 22 के स्तर आपको जल्द ही आने वाले कुछ महीनों में देखने को मिल सकते हैं। तो होल्ड करने की राय रहेगी पीसी ज्वेलर्स।
अभी घबराइए मत, होल्ड करके चलिए, क्योंकि पिछले एक साल में कुछ 150% तक का रिटर्न भी स्टॉक ने दिया है। 1:10 का स्टॉक स्प्लिट हुआ है यहाँ पर, और उसके बाद का आपको ये थोड़ा सा वीकनेस नज़र आ रही है। 22 के लेवल्स तक भी यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं अक्षय आगे जाते हुए। ओके, नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं क्वेश्चन। हमारे व्हाट्सएप पर भी बहुत सारे सवाल आ रहे हैं, तो पहले लेते हैं हम सवाल सत्यन का। ये त्रिशूर से हैं। He says there was a recommendation from JM on Star Health and on PCBL. I want to know, after this recommendation, I invested in Star Health at 600. So could you please advise, Akshay sir, is it advisable to average Star Health for 2025 year also now?
So, Star Health, I think I'm not really sure if it might be from the fundamentals. So, if I look at the price chart of Star Health, it is trading at its lowest point as I see right now. 460, I think, has been the all-time low. 476 is where it trades right now. And it is somewhere near the support zone. So, technically, it is at the short-term trading support, but there is no indication the chart says yet that you need to average it out or go gung-ho on buying at the current levels. So hold the price at the price where it trades right now. It is at the support. Chances of a trading pullback is high. In case you want to keep a stop loss on your investment, your stop loss will be at below 440. So hold with 440 is the recommendation for Star Health. And as far as PCBL goes, I think PCBL Limited has corrected in the last month, but overall the longer term charts are not disturbing as yet. They are still strong. 380 is a very strong support. Short to medium term, you might see slight downtick till 380 is also possible, but that's because of the nature of the market. But eventually, from a longer term investment horizon, I still have reasons to believe that this stock may test or cross 500. So hold 380 is a support, stop loss at 375, and can expect 500 to be tested in the days to come.
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए अगला सवाल लेते हैं। हमारे साथ एक कॉलर हैं, गौरव हैं गाजियाबाद से। नमस्कार गौरव जी, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ मैम। मेरा
जी।
सवाल है, मेरे पास वा सोलर के 800 शेयर्स हैं 114 के प्राइस पे।
अभी
तो क्या मैं
खरीदा
लॉन्ग
आपने?
टर्म, हाँ कल ही खरीदा है मैंने,
ठीक है।
तो क्या मैं इसको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए रख सकता हूँ और ये स्टॉक सही है लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए?
ठीक है, अभी अक्षय जी से पूछते हैं। वाह सोलर की बात कर रहे हैं, WAA सोलर। ये BSE लिस्टेड स्टॉक आपको देखेगा अक्षय जी, और 112.40 का इसका स्टॉक का प्राइस है। 114 पर इन्होंने कल ही खरीदा है। अब ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं टेक्निकली क्या ये होल्ड करके चलें स्टॉक को?
जी माफ़ कीजिए, मैं स्टॉक को ट्रैक नहीं करता हूँ और जिस तरीके का एक्शन है इस पे मेरे हिसाब से प्राइस चार्ट से मैं आपको व्यू में ज़्यादा जस्टिस नहीं दे पाऊंगा। तो अपने फाइनेंशियल जो एडवाइज़र है उससे आप फंडामेंटली इस पे राय ले लें। टेक्निकली इस पे राय नहीं बन पाएगा, माफ़ी चाहता हूँ।
उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप वापस से कॉल करेंगे गौरव जी, जब हमारे पास कोई फंडामेंटल एक्सपर्ट होंगे और उनसे भी हम आपको राय दिलवा सकते हैं। लेकिन ध्यान रखिए, पिछले 6 महीने में ये स्टॉक जो है 36% तक गिरता हुआ नजर आया है। तो काफ़ी वीकनेस अभी देखने को मिल रही है आपको यहाँ पर। चलिए अगला सवाल लेते हैं। यहाँ पर ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है अर्चना साहू का, और ये पूछ रही हैं, हाय साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून, आई वांट अ व्यू ऑन स्विगी, आई वांट टू कीप दिस स्टॉक फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 to 3 years, what is the view? Now we do know you don't have the long term charts, we understand Akshay, but this stock has been consistently on an upward trend right from the time it got listed. It's now above 500 odd levels. There were many brokerage house reports that even gave targets or upwards of 700. It's in an industry which is a very popular industry, a growing industry right now. There are two players, Zomato and Swiggy, in the key food delivery space. Both of them are now expanding their footprint. Just 2 days back, Swiggy came out with news flow that they are launching a standalone app for 15-minute food delivery. Snacks is something that they came out with. Zomato also came out with a similar view as well. Both these companies are now going big on events and launching their lifestyle businesses as well beyond food delivery. So what is your own understanding on Swiggy and what should one do?
So yes, first thing is, as you rightly mentioned, limited data points for me on terms of price reading, but overall it's a very fast growing industry. It is the most talked about and happening business to be in. The only the condition here is that this listing came at a time when the markets were in a gung ho mode, and obviously there was a lot of froth in the prices in terms of the pricing, probably because post listing gains were pretty heavy, but after that there was a round of profit booking. So somewhere you also need the market to support you in case of such stocks, because long term growth story is intact, the fundamentals do not change, but the froth in case of the markets being volatile kind of eases out, in which case you might see some price hits for the time being or for the medium term. But from a longer term horizon, I think this is the stock to be invested in and continue to hold. At least from the price front, you can be rest assured that till the listing or the opening price, roughly somewhere around 400 is held by the stock. I think you have no reasons to believe that the stock should not do well in the long term scenario. So continue to hold is what the recommendation would be.
Continue to hold, that is what the recommendation would be. Next we'll take another question. This is from one of our viewers on our WhatsApp number that they have sent, Keval. That's his name. He has sent a question saying that I have 100 shares of IdeaForge and I've bought this stock at 633. I want to know mid to short term view on this one. Okay, IdeaForge again comes into focus because of the upcoming budget, maybe the defense view that the government will share on the upcoming budget as well. This is one of the unique businesses that we have in the drone space that we have, but there have been dwindling finances here, Akshay, as far as the performance on the earnings is concerned. Not very remarkable performance on the stock price charts as well. What is your view?
Stock price charts are indicating continuing weakness in IdeaForge. Lately, this stock is trying to show some tendency of a recovery or a bounce back from levels of 560, 570, but every rallies are being kind of sold into. So it's been in a range bound trajectory since last few weeks, but overall, considering the broader chart weakness, I think still it is better to take an exit from the stock and be invested in some other sector, because here still the weakness can extend from a long term perspective going ahead.
Okay, got that. Let's take Tia's question. Tia says, hi ma'am, please help me understand on Inox India and on Transport Corporation of India. What should be the view that I should carry on? Are these good stocks to be in? Inox India and Transport Corporation of India, Akshay, for you.
Well, Inox India, first of all, has been, confined in a range since the past 4 months. But the positive takeaway here, what I derive from the charts is that time and again, I'm seeing some bit of a demand at the levels of 1080. That's a very positive development for this stock because it is holding on to its support zone. So you can anticipate a momentum recovery very soon because the longer term charts are very strong still. And this recovery can immediately target 1220. That's more of a trading target which you can look forward to from a 1.5 2 month perspective. And still longer term, the doors then open for targets of 1500. So the recommendation is to be stay to hold to be invested. Continue to hold your buying in Inox India, and TCI is the other stock which you asked for.
Yes.
TCI, Transport Corporation of India. So this stock is seeing some bit of a selling pressure lately. It's been choppy in the last 3 4 months, but somewhere it is time and again taking support at 1050. So longer term price structure is still intact. It is the short term which is choppy or volatile, but stay invested. There is no reason from a longer term price structure to be worried about. Keep a stop loss below 1000, and I think again the next round of recovery, whenever it happens, can see the stock heading back again for 1250 plus.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take another one from our viewers. Okay, we have Ankur Modi writing in. He says, hi Sakshi, happy sunny day to you. Well, Ankur, thank you so much. It's still a little gloomy though, but yes, some sunshine when we compare with the last few days in Delhi here. He wants to know, is it better to buy Geo Finance or Reliance Industries at the current levels for the next 2 to 3 years time frame? Interesting question right there, Ankur. Now we do know that Reliance has actually given negative returns for 2024, and Geo Finance has been also pretty sideways as well from the last few months odd. But which one will be better between the two, or both will be better, Akshay, for the
Yeah.
new year?
Well, see, as far as the price structure goes, both the stocks are trading in a negative zone from a short to medium term perspective. Now, at this point, it's the decision about which would perform better for the coming year. So I think it makes sense that you stick to the heavyweight, that is Reliance. Although Geo2 has now been included in the futures and options segment since November, I think it is better to stick to the heavyweight, the big boy of the market, that is Reliance, because somewhere or the other index management will also see that there is buying at lower levels. So I'm anticipating 1200 to be a good support zone from a positional perspective for Reliance, and any recovery attempt can see the stock getting back till levels of 1350. And also one more positive point is Reliance is a diversified business, whereas the business of Geo would be more myopic in terms of the comparison of the two. So it's better to be in a diversified business than in a sector specific business. So that's the rationale behind recommending Reliance as well.
Okay, got that. Right. I hope this has answered your question, Ankur. We'll take another question, and this one is from Ashwini D. Rao. He says, could you please suggest to me any entry level for Titagarh shares? Again, railway space buzzing ahead of the budget, and this theme is going to be probably in focus, although it started off and it dwindled a little bit in the new year for the railways pack. We'll have to see whether it picks up pace right ahead of the budget now. 1096 currently for Titagarh Rail. Would you recommend this one?
Well, till now, at least, the budget blues have not yet caught up with the counters. There was some buzz last week, but it has faded off with the choppiness in the markets. So now, at the price point where I see Titagarh Rail, it is crucially at a very important pivotal support zone. The support zone is somewhere at the level of 1080. So by chance 1080 breaks, you can have another round of downside in Titagarh Rail system. So it's a very risky bet to take where it trades right now. Now I would buy this on price strength rather than anticipating and buying it ahead of the budget on in hope of some sops for the rail sector. So buy on strength, let it at least minimum cross 1150. It's pretty far off from where we are, but really I don't advise trying to capture the bottom in the stock where it trades right now.
Okay, got that. Akshay, it's the new year, and with this new year, we also requested a lot of our viewers who are regulars to also send in their video questions to us so that we can incorporate them and we can get better connected with them. We have our video message from one of our viewers as well, who's asking the question right there. This is Kalpesh Patel from Mumbai, who has sent a question on a video format. Let's listen into what he has to ask.
हेलो मैम, कैसे हो? मैं कल्पेश पटेल फ्रॉम मुंबई गोरेगांव। ये आज मार्केट काफ़ी ख़राब लग रहा है, तो और मैंने इसलिए कॉन्कोर का फ्यूचर शॉर्ट सेल किया हुआ है। ये 52 वीक आज का नया लो भी बनाया हुआ है, तो ये क्या आजकल में 710 690 तक डाउन साइड में आ सकता है?
ओके, कॉनकॉर के फ्यूचर्स के बारे में यहाँ पर पूछ रहे हैं अक्षय। क्या लगता है इस स्टॉक में? कल्पेश जी का सवाल है, क्या और नीचे अभी ये स्टॉक आएगा?
जी देखिए, ट्रेंड तो वीक है, बट जिस स्तर पे आपने शॉर्ट किया है मेरे हिसाब से गए 7 से 8 महीने का लोवेस्ट पॉइंट पे आपने शॉर्ट करा है। तो क्योंकि टेक्निकल चार्ट्स में अगर आपने फ्यूचर्स के माध्यम से शॉर्ट किया है तो बहुत टाइमिंग क्रूशियल रहता है, और ये टाइमिंग है कि स्टॉक काफ़ी ओवरसोल्ड ऑलरेडी हो चुका है और थोड़े से प्राइस चार्ट्स में जो है लोअर एंड पे मुझे डाइवर्जन दिख रहा है। डाइवर्जन का मतलब होता है कि ये इतना शॉर्ट हो चुका है कि कभी भी एक कॉन्ट्रेरियन इसमें एक हल्की सी रिकवरी की राउंड आपको देखने को मिल सकती है। तो अगर आपने शॉर्ट किया है तो एक रिवाइज स्टॉप लॉस रखना अनिवार्य होगा, क्योंकि अगर बाई चांस ये घूम गया काफ़ी ओवरसोल्ड पैरामीटर से तो रिकवरी भी थोड़ी स्ट्रांग हो सकती है शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए। तो अभी 755 का करंट मार्केट प्राइस है, आपको स्ट्रिक्टली इसमें 770 ये एक स्टॉप लॉस रखना अनिवार्य होगा। बाई चांस स्टॉप लॉस ट्रिगर हो जाए तो आप स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स भी कर सकते हैं, जिसका मतलब है अपने शॉर्ट पोजीशन को आपको बाय में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं और इसमें आपको 800 तक भी देखने को मिल सकता है। तो फिलहाल अभी भी वीक है, बने रहिए। बाई चांस मोमेंटम बाजार का नीचे है तो आपको इसमें 725 तक दिख जाए तो आपको तुरंत इसको कवर कर लेना है, क्योंकि जिस स्तर पे है अभी ज्यादा एग्रेसिवली शॉर्ट में बैठे रहने की मेरी सलाह कॉनकोर में नहीं होगी।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी उम्मीद करते हैं कल्पेश जी आपको राय मिल गई होगी, और शुक्रिया अपना वीडियो मैसेज देने के लिए। लगातार आप हमारे शो को देखते हैं और इसी तरीके से हम भी आपके साथ बेहतर कनेक्ट हो पाएँ, और लगातार आप भेजते रहिए वीडियो मैसेजेस एंड विल बी हैप्पी टू टेक योर वीडियो क्वेश्चंस टू। वी हैव अ कॉलर विद अस नाउ ऑन द फोन लाइन, पवन फ्रॉम बैंगलोर। हाय पवन, गुड आफ्टरनून, हाउ आर यू?
Yeah, hi Sakshi. Good afternoon. I'm fine
Good
actually.
afternoon. Tell me, what's your question? Pavan, go on with your question.
Is it right time to add KPIT technologies for short term, 3 months?
Okay, KPIT Tech for next 3 months. How does the chart really look like here? 1430 currently, Akshay?
KPIT Tech, the price structure is weak from the short to medium term. There is time and again selling pressure being seen at the levels of 1530 to 1550 zone. So that puts it on a slippery or a weak footing. The chances are high that the stock may revisit the recent swing lows which we saw in November, that is somewhere near 1300. So that's the downside target. So the view would be to exit in case you are on the buy side of KPIT technologies.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question, Pavan. Let's take the next one. This is Satya. He wants to know, is there any good upside, over 10% kind of an upside in Chambal Fertilizers or Kaveri Seeds in the next 1 to 3 years time frame? If not, then where can I switch for over 10% uptick over the short term? कावेरी सीड्स एंड चंबल फर्टिलाइजर्स, क्या लगता है आपको अगले 1 से 3 महीने के बीच में कुछ 10% से ज़्यादा की तेज़ी यहाँ देखने को मिल सकती है? पॉसिबल है?
जी पॉसिबल तो ज़रूर है, क्योंकि ये दो काउंटर ऐसे हैं जिनको बजट से बहुत कुछ लेना देना है।
जी।
तो बजट वाले काउंटर है, आपको 10% ऊपर भी दे सकता है, आपको निराश भी 10% नीचे कर सकता है, क्योंकि बजट के लिए बहुत ही इसमें आपको मोमेंटम बेस्ड ट्रेडिंग दिखेगी। मेरे ख्याल से अगर आपको दोनों में से एक पे दाव लगाना है तो चंबल फर्टिलाइजर एक बेटर बेट रहेगा, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं लॉन्गर टर्म चार्ट्स में हमने एक 6 महीने पहले एक ब्रेकआउट देखा है 450 460 के स्तर पे, जिसके बाद स्टॉक एक रेंज के दायरे में सीमित हो चुका है। तो कुछ भी अगर आपको बजट में एक्सपेक्ट करना है पॉजिटिव मूव, या आपके पास और टाइम है एक 1.5 2 साल का, तो ये स्टॉक पे आप दाव लगाइए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप जो 10% की बात कर रहे हैं वो आपको टेक्निकली मिल सकता है। स्टॉप लॉस 440 के नीचे बनेगा।
ओके चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं, हमें व्हाट्सएप के ज़रिए एक सवाल आया है। ये आखिरी सवाल हम लेते हैं अक्षय आपसे आज के इस शो पर। देवांशु प्रभु है मुंबई से। ही सेज आई हैव बॉट स्किपर at the rate of 615, where it had good momentum, but it seems that it has been lost the momentum and it's now slipped below 500 mark as well. I have also bought Bharat Seeds after the bonus, so that has also slipped a lot after bonus. What should I do in both these stocks? Okay, we'll take them up one by one. Let's ask skipper first from you, Akshay.
So short term, the trend is negative. There has been some strong selling pressure seen since levels of 600, but somewhere I'm estimating that this stock will take support around the levels of 460 470 zone. So maybe 25 30 points more, and then you will find some demand or recovery from those levels. So continue to hold. Longer term price structure is still strong. You are an investor, I believe, so no reason to be worried about short term fluctuations. The other stock, if you can name, Sakshi, I missed it
Bharat
out.
Seeds. Bharat Seeds.
Bharat Seeds. Well, Bharat Seeds, I think this is in
Post
BSE.
bonus split, he has bought it at around 124.
Bharat Seeds, okay, 124. The similar story for Bharat Seeds. It's a negative price structure from short to medium term. Currently, there is a very strong support which is very close at 93. In case this breaches, short term momentum can drag it down till 80. So it's more about a momentum play. If it's a short term 1 month outlook, then you need to keep a stop loss of 90. If you want to be an investor, you have a longer term vision, 1 year plus, then no need to be worried about. Even if it breaks 93, it might drift down till 80 82, but overall longer term price structure is still strong and recommend to hold. So there are two divergent views. Short term you have a stop loss given, longer term the view is to continue to be on the buy side.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. In fact, we'll thank you now, Akshay, for being with us on this show. And always it's a pleasure to get all your insights on various questions that we keep getting. So hopefully you'll keep joining in, soon in 2025, also in various editions that we will have. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll take the next question now, viewers, with another guest who's joining in. We have Mr. Ruchit Jain, Vice President and Head of Equity Technical Research Wealth Management at Motilal Oswal Financial Services with us. Ruchit, welcome. Good to have you with us. We have a lot of questions coming in, so first we'll take them and we'll address the market question and the outlook in a little while. This one is from our viewer Neha Jain, and she wants to know if I want to buy Ami Organics and KEC International, are these good stocks to buy, and what are the technical levels to buy these two stocks? Ami Organics from the Specialty Chemicals basket and KEC International. That's the second one that Neha wants to buy.
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Well, if you see ME Organics, then this has been one of the outperformer stock in last 3 or 4 months of market corrective phase. So, which definitely seems that the broader trend for the stock is still positive. Now, whenever we are witnessing correction towards that 2000 zone, 2000, 1900 zone, I think we are seeing good buying interest over there. So, as of now, downside seems to be limited in the stock. I would suggest if you want to, whatever quantity you want to buy some quantity, partial quantity over here, and keep some room that if you get any dips towards that 2000 1900 range, you can add more positions over there. So I think this should be the strategy to accumulate the stock. KEC International, I would suggest to wait for some time. Last 3-4 days of price action is not that positive because the stock has broken its immediate support. Next major support would be around its 200 EMA, which is around 930 940 zone. So if we see any kind of reversal patterns getting formed over there, then you can take a review over there. But I would say wait and watch for KEC International.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have a caller with us, Avdish Kumar Thakur, on the phone line. Avdish ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं? पूछिए. Avdish ji, क्या आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ
जी।
हाँ, बोले नोवा एग्रीटेक शेयर 350 पीस होल्ड है 78 के भाव पे।
ठीक है, नोवा एग्रीटेक
2 years के
खरीदा
लिए।
हुआ है 2 साल के लिए
हाँ,
78 के भाव पर। ठीक है, रुचित से पूछते हैं अभी कैसा यहाँ पर टेक्निकल चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है और क्या यहाँ पर और तेज़ी देखने को मिल सकती है या नहीं। नोवा एग्रीटेक की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर और करंटली अगर हम ये शेयर देखें तो ये 64 पर चल रहा है। खरीदा इन्होंने 78 पर है, तो इनके परचेज लेवल से तो नीचे आ चुका है। रुचित, आउटलुक क्या रहेगा यहाँ?
करंट लेवल्स पे होल्ड करने की सलाह रहेगी। ये लेवल्स पे लॉसेस बुक नहीं करनी चाहिए। ऑल द स्टॉक एक ब्रॉड कंसोलिडेशन फेज में लग रहा है, जिसमें 55 रुपए का एक अच्छा सपोर्ट बेस स्टॉक ने बनाया है और 78-80 के आसपास इस स्टॉक में रेजिस्टेंस जहाँ पे इनकी बाइंग प्राइस है। सो अगर एक बार इनके कॉस्ट के आसपास अभी कभी नियर फ्यूचर में आता है, ऑफकोर्स फिलहाल मार्केट्स में मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप्स में वैसे मोमेंटम नहीं है कि आप बड़ी तेजी इमीडिएटली एक्सपेक्ट करें, बट थोड़ा पेशेंस रखिए। आने वाले जब भी मार्केट में एक पॉजिटिव मूव आता है और ये स्टॉक वापस आपके कॉस्ट के आसपास आता है, तो वहाँ पे एक बार स्टॉक को रिव्यू करेगा। 55 रुपए का लेवल जब तक वैलिड है तब तक नो स्टॉक का ट्रेंड थोड़ा साइडवेज ही लग रहा है।
अच्छा, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट वील टेक अनदर वन। दिस वन इज फ्रॉम वन ऑफ आवर अदर व्यूअर्स नितिन राज वर्मा, जो पूछना चाह रहे हैं दो स्टॉक्स के ऊपर। एक तो बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, दूसरा एनबीसीसी। इन दोनों स्टॉक्स को इन्होंने खरीद लिया है और अब ये पूछ रहे हैं कि लॉन्ग टर्म में क्या चांसेस है यहाँ पर बढ़ने के। बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र और एनबीसीसी, क्या ये दोनों स्टॉक्स बढ़िया हैं होल्ड करने के लिए?
ये दोनों ही स्टॉक्स में अगर आप लॉन्ग टर्म का नजरिया रख रहे हैं तो होल्ड कर सकते हैं, बट शॉर्ट टर्म में कुछ बड़े मूव्स एक्सपेक्ट मत कीजिएगा। क्योंकि पिछले कुछ समय में जो मार्केट में हमने करेक्शन देखा है उसमें पीएसयू स्टॉक्स का पार्टिसिपेशन अब तक नहीं है। सो अभी भी कोई ट्रेंड रिवर्सल्स के साइंस पीएसयू स्पेस में आए नहीं है। सो आई थिंक यहाँ पे आपको शॉर्ट टर्म में स्टॉक अभी भी अंडर परफॉर्म या शॉर्ट टर्म के करेक्टिव फेजेस कंटिन्यू रहेंगे। बट यस, अगर आपका लॉन्ग टर्म का नजरिया है, यानी कि आप मे बी 1-1.5 साल के नजरिए से देख रहे हैं, तो आपको ये स्टॉक्स में आगे चल के रिटर्न्स बनते हुए दिख सकते हैं। सो लॉन्ग टर्म का नजरिया है तो स्टॉक्स को होल्ड कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। नेक्स्ट वेंकट लिखते हैं और ये पूछ रहा है आई हैव जेएसडब्ल्यू इंफ्रा एट द रेट ऑफ 320 फॉर द नेक्स्ट 1 year और 1 year 15 1 year and 15 about 3 months odd. What would you really suggest? When should I average and what is the target level for JSW Infra? So over 1 year kind of a time frame is what he has. Currently it's at 317. He bought it at 320, which is slightly higher than this one. But over 1 year time frame, is it a good stock to hold?
I believe yes, because if I look at some historical data, then since the month of August, the stock is quite sideways. In August month, it was trading around 320. Now we are in January 25. Still, the stock is around the same levels. But in this entire consolidation phase of last 5 months, the stock has not breached its 200 EMS support or had not given a any kind of selling pressure below that support level. So this just seems to be a time-wise corrective phase within a long-term uptrend. So I think till the 200 EMA is holding, that level is around 255. I think the broader trend for the stock is still positive. So continue to hold the stock from a mid to long-term perspective.
Okay, got that. So there you have it, a view that's coming in right there too. We have a caller with us now. Maruti has dialed in. Hi Maruti, how are you? Good afternoon. Okay, I guess there is some kind of a connection issue. We'll get back to Maruti in a while. Meanwhile, we'll take another question. And this one is from Namita Arora. And Namita says, hi Sakshi, while we keep investing at every fall, but there is no end to it, not able to spot the bottom. And could you please advise at what levels should I consider as a bottom so that I can start investing? Difficult to say right there, Namita, you're right. The markets have been trending in a lower band and there seems to be no idea as to no direction particularly where the markets are coming in. A lot of moving parts here, Namita, we are looking at, because of which markets are not able to decide whether they have to go up or down. And that's because there is an expectation on earnings to kickstart. One is waiting for that, what kind of earnings will come in. Secondly, we are also all waiting for Mr. Donald Trump to assume office on January 20th. We do not know what kind of initiatives will he take. Will it be pro-India? Will it be pro-emerging markets? Or will there be some kind of disappointment on that front as well? Then, of course, we have the upcoming budget. So there is still an anticipation of what kind of a budget could be presented this time around. Will it really be pro-growth and pro-markets? Because that's something that we are looking at. Macro level, there are some concerns. GDP growth has been slowing down. So that's another factor as well. So Ruchit, tell us, do we really have any triggers to bank upon to really say, oh yes, this is the bottom and the markets will now start to move up?
So, Sakshi, I think you have nicely covered up everything that a lot of events are there ahead of us,
Yeah.
which would which would lead to the next direction move in the markets. And what I can say that this entire correction which had started in the month of October was mainly when the earnings of Q2 earnings were not up to the expectation mark. So when the Q2 earnings were not that good compared to the expectations, we saw FIs selling equities in the cash segment as well as in the index future segment. They were consistently on the short side. Still, if you look at their long short ratio in the index future segment, then around 80% of the positions are still on the short side, and yet they are not they have not stopped selling equity in the cash segment. So I think a lot of factors are there which are not indicating that the markets would be in a hurry to bottom out. In case even if we see a price wise bottom coming in place going ahead, then I think one should not rule out any kind of time wise correction phase going ahead. And I know Namita, I'll just say with my experience that no one can catch the bottom at the bottom. Once the market start moving in, stops high top, high bottom structure gets forming, broader market participation comes in. That's only when you can make an assumption that the recent low which was formed was a bottom. So I would believe that if you are a long-term investors, do not try to time that know where the markets would get bottom. That you will come to low only after we see a broader market participation or some kind of rally takes place then only. But yes, a lot of events are there. I think which would be thing to watch out, especially the earnings season, because last quarterly earnings season, post last quarter earnings season, we saw this correction getting started, and maybe that would be the next trigger for the market move going ahead.
Okay, I hope this has given you some clarity right there, Namita, on what do we expect going forward. Vinod Chaudhary writes in, he says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Thank you so much for doing this show for retail investors. Well, thank you so much, Vinod, for writing in. We appreciate that you are looking at the show and consistently getting all the guidance that you need and seek from top market experts on your investment journey. His question is on Tejas Networks. Now, he has about 100 shares of Tejas at 709. He wants to know if there are any further multiple entry points that you can suggest on this one, even on the way up. What would you suggest?
So yes, no, the near-term trend seems to be a corrective phase, which could still continue for some time. I think if you look at major longer-term support, then that is coming around 1,020,000 kind of levels. So I won't rule out some more correction before the stock bottoms out or it resumes any kind of uptrend. 1,020 would be the range where no, the stock could find a good support over there. So this is one level which no, we would watch out for. And on the higher side, the resistance is around 1,250. So only on a surpass of the 1,250, I think these would be the levels where on the higher side you can assume that the stock had resumed its uptrend and you can then look to average out your existing positions.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one then. We have a caller with us. Yes, Maruti is with us back. Hi Maruti, good afternoon. पूछिए क्या सवाल है आपका?
Well, I have holding a Raymond shares with me, which
Okay.
was purchased at the rate of 2020 in the month of October,
Okay.
with the hope that it will go to beyond 2,500 in 3 months, and I will average it. But now the shares, the rates have come down. Please advise me what to do. Should I hold for a longer time and make the profit, or should I, go for a average?
Sure, absolutely. We'll get your advice. Ruchit is with us to share an advice on this one. Ruchit, bought at over 2,000 odd levels. The stock has been slipping from October onwards. We've been seeing that was the onset of the overall market correction as well. Because before that, Raymond has had a great 2024. I mean, it moved up. There was a demerger. All of those things happened. But at the same time, it did give a lot of wealth, created a lot of wealth for investors. But after that, it's been a downtrend. So for someone who bought it at its peak, what would you suggest?
So, no, as you rightly said, that the markets have corrected in this phase, and this is one of the stock which is very high beta. In sense that if the market goes up and the broader market does well, it will reward you, with a very good returns. But when the market corrects, similarly on the flip side, we see corrections are also sharper in such name. So I think it's a bit high beta name, so one should wait, in this stock and hold the existing positions. I won't suggest to average out over here. But yes, since the stock is showing some consolidation around its 200 EMA support, so these are not the levels where I would suggest to exit from your existing position. So I don't think he needs to do anything with his positions for now. Just wait and watch for the market to turn positive. I think once the broader markets turn positive, then he can watch out whether he should average over these positions or not.
I think patience is what you'll need to keep for some time till the time we finally get to see how the markets are really going forward, because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the stock or the chart prices right there. So you can hold on is what the advice is. We have this question coming in from our viewer who sent a question on our WhatsApp number, Ajit from Dubai. Hi Ajit, good to see that you're watching our show from Dubai as well. His question is on Kajaria Ceramics, 100 shares at the rate of 12.55. He has a short-term view, 6 to 12 months. He wants to know whether he should average. What would you say?
Not recommended to average, frankly, because this has not done that well over last few months, and in fact, the stock has now even breached its immediate short to medium term support levels. So I would suggest wait for some pullback move, and in case of any pullback moves around 1170, 1180, review the positions whether you should take an exit over there. But I won't suggest averaging because the trend is not positive for this one.
Okay, got that. Mr. Chandrahas wants to know whether Indian Hotels is at the right price to take an entry, and also Kalyan Jewelers. What would you say on both these stocks? One is from the gems and the jewelry space. Kalyan Jewelers, it's had a recent run up as well. And Indian Hotels, of course, was seen as one of the top performers in the hotels and the hospitality space as well for 2024, and a most preferred stock that even analysts bet big on. Going forward, do you still see continued preference here?
Definitely a good outperformer, no, Indian Hotels has been, but I believe that the momentum readings on the weekly charts were quite overbought, due to which we are witnessing now a corrective phase in the stock. So although the longer term trend remains positive, but we could see a good price wise dip before the stock resumes its uptrend. Major support would coming around 760, 770 kind of range. So ideally, if you get any dip towards 760, 770, then that would be good levels to take a review on the stock, whether you should enter that or not. So wait for some correction. Similar advice would be on Kalyan Jewelers as well. So this also has been an outperformer, but last 3-4 days of price action does not show much significant positive traction in this stock. Correction after a significant uptrend, so it may see some correction towards 590, 600 kind of range where the 200 EMA is placed. So if one has to take any positions, then 590, 600 ideally should be a good range where buying positions could be formed in Kalyan Jewelers.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. We'll take the next one then. This one is from Naman Diora, and he sent a question on our WhatsApp number. He says, out of the two stocks, which one of them is a good time to park fresh money in? Okay, the two stocks are IOL Chemicals and Pharma, and the other one is Archean Chemicals. So between these two chemical plays, which one would you prefer the next 6 months to 1 year perspective for fresh entry? Right there, Ruchit.
Actually, I didn't got the other name. IOL and ACI.
Archean Chemicals. Archean. ACI.
Okay.
ACI, you will
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah. So overall, if you see, then no, both the stocks have been in a consolidation phase. But no, if you look at some comparative analysis, then I think IOL Chemicals chart structures a bit better placed over there. But no, the stock has not given a breakout yet. So I would suggest to buy the stock if once it crosses 450, 460 resistance zone. So if that gets crossed, then you can expect some good momentum towards 520, 530 over mid to long term. So IOL Chemicals should be on watch list. Above 450, 460, you can initiate fresh longs then.
Okay, got that. So there you have it, a view that's been shared on that front as well. Let's take another one. This question is coming in from our YouTube viewer then. And this question is from Ankur, who says, could you please suggest any good stocks to buy in this falling market for either the upcoming budget or for post-budget as well? Ruchit, this is ball in your court now. Where would you want to buy ahead of the budget?
So difficult phase for stocks facing that's actually really the kind of fall that we are witnessing in market. But one stock that we like over here is Bharat Dynamics, BDL. The defense space has seen a good corrections in last 5 to 6 months. And somewhere, this stock has formed a good support base off late where it's not correcting along with the broader markets. So you need to find such pockets where, after a fall, the stocks are showing some relative outperformance compared to the broader markets. I think those stocks can do well in case of any kind of pullback move or up move before budget. So BDL, I think, is one stock where 1100 is a very strong support base. Till this level is intact, one can expect a good pullback move before the budget itself. So one can go long over here with stop loss below 1100.
All right. Okay, Ruchit. Well, thank you so much, Ruchit, for answering all these questions patiently from all our viewers. Time to wrap up today's edition right there. Thank you so much. Again, viewers also for joining in on daily calls and continuing to send in your questions. In case some of your questions could not be taken, we'll take them up now on Monday. So continue to send me your questions and we will definitely come up with another edition with Top Market Masters answering all your queries. Stay tuned.
Rescue teams in Assam are racing against time. The body of one of 9 miners trapped inside